I do not know what went on there, so hopefully we're back
I think we are. I think we are back.
Facebook and YouTube. I'm not sure what has been going on there. I mean, Los Amigos Cantadores, they're waiting in the background to come and play first. So we're just waiting for the girls to come back. As we hear live on Trinbago Freestyles, thank you all for watching for the past. Probably be live, not accustomed to us talking for so long. I know we talk some long times on Chlorine Kalu, but this is extra long. So we're waiting for the persons to come back in, and this time we can get Christian to stay.
Hey, he's back.
Hi.
Hi, Christian.
Cindy, better get right into it.
Yeah. Welcome, Christian. Were you able to catch Keegan's little ode to...
Oh, Lord, no.
Christian,
I do not know what's going on with Christian's internet, honestly.
Uh-oh.
So probably we will have to arrange, because, I mean, some of the things we were going to talk about is what happened during the course of this weekend with the pandemic, and how persons feel about sport in general at this point in time. So hopefully, maybe what we will have to do is we might have to do a little special something this week. Or we'll have to see the way forward, because there are some of us who are really trying to see what's the way forward with this pandemic and how we are going to, represent the aquatic fraternity, and to see if we could make sure that the conversation is still there about getting aquatics going during this time. I see Christian is trying again, but I'm not sure what really may be going on at this time with regards to Christian.
And I'm glad you said the conversation is there, because I feel like there needs to be a unified voice, not just for swimming. I think athletics on the whole seem to be...
on the whole.
Yeah, seem to be on the back burner. So that... Nothing with Christian?
No, nothing Christian.
Okay. So, beaches get priority, the bars get priority, but somehow athletics seem to always be on the back burner. And is it cultural? Is it what causes that? Because we see it even when there are events taking place. We see the support,
I mean, even when you talk about certain things on this program, and you see how sometimes there's a whole disconnect in the community, you feel that sport is never taken seriously, really. And you put it in a joke form where you say S is probably lower down in the alphabet, but to me, that's how I feel. That I feel like we are not in S. I don't know if there's a letter after Z. I know the hurricanes they went to, but to the Greek alphabet, so I don't know if we have to do that for sport as well. But that's how I honestly feel, because we have to push ourselves into our conversation, and it's not automatic that, okay, this is how you're affected. It seems like it's an afterthought. And we started to talk something else, and I know Cindy, if you heard Keegan's piece a little while before about, how swimming has impacted his life. What do you think about Keegan's video? And can you relate?
Yeah, you all hearing me?
Yes, we are.
All right, great. No, I think it was pretty inspirational, touching, because obviously what he went through, I would have gone through as well. From the beginning, where he said, he grew up around the pool, every day was by the pool. That's the daily grind of being an athlete, you know what it is. So it kind of threw me back to when I was a little boy, having to pick yourself up after school, being tired from school, and then having to go and grind and train for 2 hours, and then go home, do your schoolwork, and then possibly wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and do it all again. So fun times. And then moving forward through his piece, part about the friends he made, girls and the guys, totally could relate, not only on the national teams or locally, but having gone to England and finished high school in England, made a lot of international friends, then going over to UF and melting pot of various people from around the world, making friends and relationships with those kind of people in the culture. So swimming, and then at the end, what has swimming done for me? Well, in addition to all of those things, just on the very basics, it builds your character. Lots of patience, your determination, your drive, ability to multitask and pay attention to detail. It has definitely helped me in my work life, at my job that I was in, being very meticulous and being able to handle different situations with finesse and being able to be patient and being a critical thinker, swimming and any sport, I would believe,
Yeah.
really helps athletes and young persons to carry that through into their adult life. And it's something that you really can't pay for, is something that you have to really experience. Being an elite athlete and going through all that, what that means, really builds you up and prepares you, really, in my opinion, for everything that life has to throw at you. Because I always say the hardest thing I ever had to do was swim at university. So anything right now is very easy for me to handle. Everything that I had to go through at UF, the hard training, waking up 4 o'clock in the morning to drive in a cold pool. I mean, and I drive into work in my warm car. Yeah, and handling the days is easy compared to the things we had to do. So
That's
it
so.
sets you up really well.
So, Christian, I'm scared to ask you to turn down because we're getting a little feedback. So I don't know if somebody's listening to it close to you. If they could just reduce the volume a little bit,
Sure.
getting the feedback from it. So we're gonna dive, and I love to say we would dive into it during goggles and giggles because I find it so appropriate. So I want to ask you why you decided to pursue the career as a swim coach. Knowing everything that you just said, I would think you would be like, all right, this is over. I am done. I am out. Next. No, you went the other direction. You went toward the sport. Right.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, even when I was swimming, I always said to myself, when I finish swim, that's it. I don't want to see a pool ever again.
Right.
And I hear that a lot from my counterparts from my generation as well. And the same thing happening to all of us. We ended up coming back into the sport as coaches, right? I think for me, what made me want to come back in is being able to assist the young ones who didn't go through the full experience. I want to be able to assist young ones in aligning themselves up to succeed as much as they can. And I was this way. I wanted to get the most out of my potential. And I like to help my kids achieve that, through because I've been through it, and Keegan could probably attest to this. We know when they're not giving their all, we know when they half-assing, and we know when they could give more. And I like to be in a position where I could notice that, tell them something that, or teach them something that makes them push themselves to the next level. So for me, I think that's one of the main things why I wanted to get back into, to kind of help raise the caliber swimmers in Trinidad and Tobago,
Okay.
to better prepare them to go out there and understand what it is actually out there when they reach out there. Because as you would know, it's a totally different ball game in the international scene.
It is. And I don't mean to rush you, but we have the Paramban waiting. So I want us to get through everything without kind of missing anything. So what I want to ask you next is, COVID-19 is on everybody's mind and it's on everybody's heart. How has it affected you?
Tremendously. I mean, for the biggest way it's affected me is I miss the kids, to be honest. You go from every day going in to the pool every day to seeing the kids, some of them grumpy, some of them happy. Just that whole mix of emotions, I really miss that. And it's something that to have it just sucked out of your life and then to go to just not having it is difficult. The relationships that I would have formed with all the kids in my club, something that I take very seriously and I'm very grateful for. So they're not even seeing them for the last couple months is killing me.
I know. And that's only because you don't have children of your own. I mean, too many. I think you have one. Do you have a child?
I have a 6-month-old son, yeah.
Right. So you don't even know the joy of when she's gone. So you'll get over that pretty soon. You won't miss your children again. I'm kidding. But I know you have a very good foundation in terms of your parents are always very supportive in the sport. And so that as an athlete and a coach, what are your thoughts on the press conference that took place, I think, yesterday?
Yeah, well, I mean, similar to what Jason said, it's very disheartening that sport isn't given its own little piece or its own little agenda. If we speak about the bars, the casinos, the everything else under the sun, but we forget about sport. It just kind of, it's sad that, sport always shoved under the rug or is an afterthought or even less than that. Because there are many persons like myself who give of their energy, time, and everything to promoting sport and trying to get Trinidad and Tobago on the map, and then to not even be thought of is tough. Obviously financially it's very hard right now for all of us, coaches, admin persons in sport who can't have their programs running because we go from having an income to no income for months. Some of us doing through our savings already on our last with the credit cards.
Yeah.
We have our mortgage pay, everything, just like everybody else. It's tough, and
So yeah.
it's hard.
And you already touched on the mental and emotional aspect of it, that you miss the connectivity with the children first and
Yeah,
foremost.
definitely.
And then there's the financial setback as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I imagine it cannot be easy for any of
Mhm.
us at all, but it's even more disheartening when you feel like in the midst of all the heartache and the loss and whatever, nobody else is, there is no spotlight on what you are doing as an
Yeah,
individual and as a sport and stuff.
yeah, correct.
So what are you fearful of most to do? Because with all of this, what are you fearful of most when it comes to aquatics and COVID?
I think worst case scenario, we will have a drop off.
Yeah.
We may have some kids. I mean, it's been basically most of 2020, there hasn't been swimming, right?
Yeah.
And the sports, you have to swim. It's not like we can't do dry land for months and months. It doesn't
Yeah.
equate.
Yes.
It's not sufficient enough. We have to be in the water. So my most fear is that we'll have a drop off. We'll lose some kids. Part of this generation will be lost, unfortunately. And I honestly think it doesn't have to be that way. Other countries are training; they have their protocols in place. Actually, the aquatic center is open right now. You could use 18 and overs who preparing for the Olympics could swim at the aquatic center with the same protocols that we were using earlier this year. Why can't we continue? And while you're letting hotels and guest houses, their pools be used, what about our pools that we could implement? We have been implementing strict protocols. Why can't we continue using them? You open back these places. Why can't we, at least for the, even if it's just for the competitive kids, because I mean that's a pretty important group. They train day in day out to go represent the country. We have meets possibly lined up for next year. We obviously don't know what will happen with COVID, but we currently there are meets on the calendar. How are these kids going to prepare? And we have the measures and we have the standards in place to put a safe environment for the kids to be able to resume. So why not? And I
Yeah.
guess it just goes back to the same thing. No, is anybody really taking sports seriously?
Right. But then are the people in sport even taking sports seriously?
Well,
Yeah.
that's
So I'm not saying, and so that we also have to be very mindful of, unless we show that we are important and we
yeah,
allow people to see, oh yeah, hey, and let our voices be heard, then
right.
exactly what is happening is going to continue to happen, because the
Yeah,
beachgoers are very loud. The
yeah,
bar owners and the people who lime and they are very vocal.
right.
What is happening where as people in the sporting community that we are not loud enough? You know what I mean? It's one thing to, why aren't we coming together to make a difference and to try to see
Yeah.
if somebody would listen, because we need noise. And
Well, that's why I commend Jason, Shaw, and yourself for starting, to get the word out there. And I guess this program will assist with that. But we definitely need more people, as you're saying, to make some noise.
We need some
Yeah.
noise, and so then it leads me to my next question. Do you think we have contributed to our own demise due to our culture as it relates to sport? And so that,
Yeah,
generally
definitely.
we have a very laissez-faire kind of sport. Generally means a cooler packed. We make it to the worlds, and that's when people get on board.
Yeah.
But we need to change that so that people see the value of the build from the foundation.
Yeah, definitely. I agree totally that it's just unfortunately our culture, we don't take sports seriously enough. Most other countries do. I mean, the amount of things we could do with sport tourism in Trinidad and Tobago, we could create packages to entice persons to come here, spend their US or their Canadian, their foreign exchange. And we create packages where we send them to the Pitch Lake, Azarite Center. We have so many natural resources to package with using the aquatic center and make a nice package to those countries who are looking for a summer destination to train. Even if I'm talking swimming here, we have a beautiful aquatic center. We spruce it up a little bit. I think they created a hotel there now. We could offer something, man, do something. We're spending all this money behind these facilities, and for what? Make the most out of it. And then culture-wise, and I try to instill this in my club, the same thing what you're talking about, what swimming could do, and what Keegan essentially was saying in his piece, what swimming could do for you. Yes, we talk about the physical benefits, the mental benefits, but what about the life benefits? And I always stress to my kids and my parents in my club, and I use myself as an example, how far swimming could take you and the doors it could open for you. But we need to have a system in place where these opportunities could be available to even more kids. And we could create some serious athletes that could go out there and really continue putting Trinidad and Tobago on the map.
And again, this is not to say football isn't important, or dance isn't important, or tennis. This is not to say that, but this is an aquatic platform, and so that our plea and our plight is for swimming and for the aquatic community. So we have to end, but before we do that, I want you to take 1 minute, Christian, and I want to challenge you to speak directly to the people in authority so that you can state a case where, if we had to take a clip of this video and send it to them, we would say, this is what is happening to our swimmers, our coaches, and our community. Take the floor.
All right. I would like to just say that, we really have the ability in this current climate to run things safely, and efficiently, so that we could have our swimmers or aquatic athletes back in the water training. Currently, they are at a serious disadvantage compared to their counterparts, both regionally and internationally, who are currently training hard. There are big meets currently going on within COVID. We run proper risk analysis. We run our proper standards, proper protocols, right? Just like all other businesses and organizations out there are doing, right? We really need to start taking sports seriously. All right, and we have a lot of athletes right now who are suffering not only physically from the lack of training, but mentally. This is draining for them. They were accustomed to training, every day, sometimes twice a day. To go from that to months of inactivity is not healthy. It's not right, especially when we have the ability to run things and open back up and run our businesses as we used to before. And when it comes to the administration side and coaching side, from a financial point of view, we really would like to be considered to be able to resume under the same pretense as I was just speaking about. And we're just really hoping that sport could be considered more seriously, moving forward out of this as well.
Thank you, Christian. And I have to say, and I think you know this, you were and are one of my favorite swimmers. My dad loved you. You know that. I mean, there's no secret. He loved to see you in the water. And I'm so proud of you. And I wish you and your family nothing but the best of everything. So give mommy and dad my regards, and take care. All the best, Christian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
All right, Jason. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So that was Christian Homer, and I seen Los Amigos Cantadores in the back there. Cindy.
Golden cup, bottle and spoon too.
Well,
I'm getting
excited.
I have an enamel.
I don't know what they're doing because they're
I have an enamel cup and a pen. I love it. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Wait, look.
Morning. Well, I am going to step out of the frame, but before I leave, I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us. in Goggles and Giggles for donating. If you haven't already, please consider doing so. And for sharing the live and for being a part of this initiative. I thank you. We thank you. And there we go. There we go. Parang time, bottle and spoon. There we go.
You say something?
Look, good evening, Neil Mccannu, you hearing us?
I'm hearing you. Yeah, you're hearing us.
Yes, loud and clear.
We cannot hear you. Actually, I hear only from home.
Let's go.
Up next, we have Los Amigos Cantadores, led by our very own, he's our very own from Aquatics, Neil Mccannu. We have Jean Olivia Romani in the front there. I seen a lot of swimmers in the back there, the Mccannus in the back there. Aisha, Marie, Melina. Roxanne could swim, I'm not sure.
Kind of a little bit.
All right, so let's go, Los Amigos.
This one behind.
Ay, ay, ay. Grrr, baila. Baila. I love it.
Well, Olivia. Good evening, Olivia. How are you?
Morning. I'm alive.
You doing it? I don't need to ask us when like the main thing I'm singing and we can talk about it because of the audience.
Sorry.
Like how Neil was the main singer in the last set, he may have to come forward because of the audio.
Right. No, so I'm forward. Is that
Okay, you can move on. All right, let's go.
All right. Woo. All right, so this one is called Wavete.
Bring tune.
Muy con la música muy alegre, muy alegre. Y por mi cuerpo corre la fiebre, corre la fiebre. Y así después no lo controlo, no lo controlo. Ay, 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 vida, muy español y gozosa. Muévete, muévete, al sol y noche veré. Las palmas a bomba, y muévete estarás. Muévete, muévete, al sol y noche veré. Las palmas a bomba, y muévete estarás. Muévenos en la pista, cantando muy hermosa, muy hermosa. Qué canción es más poderosa, es más poderosa. Ay, 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 qué melodía, hace el agua clarita. Muévete, muévete, al sol y noche veré. la palma la comprar. Y lo que tengo estará, muévete, al sonido chévere, la palma la comprar. Y lo que tengo estará. Canarico muy creativo, que a veces va poderoso, es más poderoso. Ay, 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 hace el agua clarísima. Muévete, al sonido chévere, la fama la bomba, y muévete tú estarás. Muévete, al sonido chévere, la fama la bomba, y muévete tú estarás. En mi alma me pongo ropa del poeta, y el paquete Fernando he visto, y yo no he visto. Ay, 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 dentro, y me estoy canto, muy muévete, al sonido chévere, la palma la bomba, y muévete estará, muévete, al sonido chévere, la palma la bomba, y muévete estará, muévete, al sonido chévere, la palma la bomba, y muévete estará, muévete, al sonido chévere, la palma la bomba, y muévete estará. All right, this next song coming up is by Mccannu. It's a familiar song that you all know, and it was rewritten by her.
Ring ting, Bacchanal!
Ready?
Last night I dreamt of Trinbago, a dream that felt the real memories, the young girls and boys had last time. It all seemed like yesterday, not far away. Sweet sound and melody, this is where I want to be. Where I'm with my family, la fiesta paranda, and when the fun was played, the cuatro sounds so nice, and in my ears is in my conscious light. I fell in love with Trinbago. Christmas is my favorite time of Caroline. I pray for the days till life they went so fast. Sweet sound and melody, this is what where I want to be, where I'm with my family. La fiesta paranda, and when the sun does play, the watch for some tonight, bring to my head, and in my Christmas lullaby. Sweet sound and melody, this is where I want to be, where I'm with my family. La fiesta paranda, and when the sun does play, the watch for some tonight, bring to my head, and in my Christmas lullaby. I want to be where the music sounds sweet. From percussion and drum bass, they carry the beat. Bring joy to the people wherever we go. So we love amigos, come and you enjoy the show. I am something they go. And that's the reason of vision. My joy and laughter. I yesterday, not far away. Sweet sounding melody. This is where I want to be. Where I'm with my family. La fiesta paranda. And when the song gets played, the watch from some tonight. Bring to my hands and in my Christmas lullaby. Sweet sounding melody. This is where I want to be. Where I'm with my family. La fiesta paranda. And when the song gets played, the watch from some tonight. Bring to my hands and in my Christmas
Whew.
Right. Now we're going to have a soca parang. It's a familiar song, also rewritten by another one of our own, so enjoy.
On behalf of Calypso History Month.
This one is on behalf of Calypso History Month.
Sing the bang, lady bang, sing the bang, sweet sweet bang. Sing the bang, lady bang, sing the bang, sweet sweet bang. Sing the bang, lady bang, sing the bang, sweet sweet bang. Sing the bang, lady bang, sing the bang, sweet sweet bang. Larry, you better wake up. I need that time to live. Take it from star. I can't live. Bring to justice feel when there is sunshine. Around this life for free. Lions of pieces make it a mess. Still I run murder. Never see them. Everyone happy, yes. And I appreciate this place. I am Mr. David. When the maraca shaking, what's the rock and spin? If the Lord might be baby, and you could not join me. Inside of amigos, down a really far and Larry, I take it easy, I don't need next to what you baby. Be honest and take it with your heart. Down and home, it's not like right now. That's why I'm ready to split. Must take it to what I say. Where all my family went, we may open my all day, darling. I got it, this damn it. When the maraca shaking, watch one more best friend. Everyone find you baby. Everyone come and join me. Inside Los Amigos. Now we're ready for a demo. My mind is made up. Yeah, Mccannu will be my next song. So Brian, try to convince me. Cause me is on Papa ready. And I guess I feel lonely. And background people, virus in your body. Make up with reservation and custom in the land of Paran, baby. Hurry up, baby. I got it down. With the maraca shaking, crush on my best. If the ball bites, baby, and you could come and join me. Inside Los Amigos, now we're ready for a zero. Ba-da-da-da-bye. Ba-da-da-da-bye. Sing me bang, sissy bang, sing me bang, baby bang, sing me bang, sissy bang, sing me bang, baby bang, sing me bang, sissy bang, sing me bang, baby bang, sing me bang, baby. Boy, come and join me. And if I say it's like candy, I don't know which ones are orange. And boy, yes, it is my own face. I don't trust the best kid. Yeah, I got that young. It's seriously this last world. Especially if we play where I want to party, baby. I got me jamming, making my rata shaking. Pressure on up the stage. If they don't find you, baby, and you can come and join me. Inside Los Amigos, I'm ready for a Larry, don't cry, I leave it. I got me jamming, making my rata shaking. Pressure on up the stage. If they don't find you, baby, and you can come and join me. Inside Los Amigos, I'm ready for a Los amigos Bolo, los amigos, one more time.
Whoa, that was amazing. I couldn't.
Place here, right?
Nice. I love it.
Master, that's what we're talking about.
Yes, bring it. Bring ting while you're ready. Bring tune.
Right, so you have this one. This one is going to really bring in the nostalgia because this one used to have half of Trinidad and Tobago present. So we are fortunate that Singing Sandra put it in the words and the feelings and the everything into song. So we're going to give you a pyramid.
Let's go. Pyramid is my place. Bring it.
So well, I want to bring from my hands like cake. So this Christmas I is set to chill. And I want to eat some sweet wild meat. So this year I headed for the hills. Where folks smile at them eating. Where I cocoa in the top line.
We're out there with two kids and greeting. Same time they had you some time and time. I had it up. For Christmas. This Christmas. Yeah, drink this and the mango gin. Parang. Kinda desi, but I used to sing. Up there I go canta. Up there I go baila. Me gusta mucho. Up there have it dancing. Little children prancing. Everyone romancing. Take me up the parade. Right, so what you see them doing here is the pyramid dance. Every time we say we're going to pyramid, that's what we do it. Right? Oh, well, I feel the heat, the sweet by me. And I feel the heat, the sweet by me. So this year I headed for the hills. Where they say back right in the hood of wood. Where they say but I'm in a petrol van. If I saw you dead, I'm going to heaven. Everybody they have a real sweet hand. I headed up for Christmas. This Christmas, yeah, I drink my son and mango gin. Parang, who's parang? The kind of Lara brothers used to sing. Come up there and canta. Come up there and baila. Ya me gusta mucho. Up there have it genuine. Little children prancing. Everyone romancing. Take me up the pyramid. Oh Lord, I'm tired here. I'm already about that was lifting up the nose. It's long time I want to sing. I choose anything. So many talents I could expose. All the people gonna plenty money. The meaning of Christmas celebrate. Where everybody was sweet and honey. Now running and you outside again. I had it up. Christmas. This Christmas. See how long time Christmas cherubim. For Christmas. This Christmas. Candy Lara brothers used to say. Up there I go canta. Up there I go baila. Me gusta mucho. Up there have it genuine. Little children prancing. Everyone romancing. Take me up the pyramid. For Christmas. Yes, Christmas. Yeah, sing me from the mandolin. For Parang. Who's Parang? The kind of Lara brothers used to sing. Up there I go canta. Up there I go baila. Me gusta mucho. Up there have it genuine. Little children prancing. Everyone romancing. Take me up the pyramid. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, and kids of all ages, it was wonderful being with you this afternoon, being a part of Trimbigo Freestylers. Thank you very much for having us, Cindy and Jason. Hope you all enjoyed it. We have one more for you all to round off the show.
Oh gosh, I'm ready for it. Bring it. You see, I put on my. Oh good, listen. I get my Christmas hat. I get my son. Oh gosh, this was amazing. Keep it. Bring thing all you. Bring thing.
I love it. You're ready.
Oh, I channeling my Daisy voice there. I channeling my Santa Claus. Listen. I all you confused me. One time. Bring thing. Woo.
Guys. Glad, nice. We can bring some joy in this little COVID times, everybody.
I know we need it. Thank you. And we want to remind people during this time to donate to our GoFundMe so that we can continue sharing the love. So let's go.
Yep. Right. Si te quieres divertir, no te pongas a llorar. Si te quieres divertir, no te pongas a llorar. Vamos a comprar un carro y para la capa. Si te quieres divertir, no te pongas a llorar.
Thank you, Los Amigos Cantadores. Honestly, I thanks to you all. Oh God, okay, all I can, all right. Because we know some of you all may have been affected by the pandemic and you all have come out and support, and the Mccannu family and by extension, Jill and everybody always comes out and supports swimming. So we hope that we thank you all for your support, and we really asking people to continue to contribute so that we can make somebody's life a little easier during this pandemic. Cindy?
Well, listen, I am so out of breath because let me tell you, I sing, I dance, I change costume. Listen, I get ready for Christmas. I get ready for the sun. I get ready to travel. Listen, it was, I don't know, it just confused me with all this loveliness here today. I sing Spanish, French, Portuguese, Chinese. I was with it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Goggles and Giggles. And we want to thank everybody for joining us. All our guests who contributed, Jean-Paul, Doppy, Avion, Matthew, Kivo, Elijah, Christian Homer, Darren, oh God, everybody, and Los Amigos Cantadores. Is that correct? I said it right?
Correct.
Thank you guys for this wonderful, wonderful treat. And I wish each of you Merry Christmas. Keep safe.
Ready?
Yes, it's Christmas. You look at my condition. Happy Christmas. Enjoy the sun with flowers. safe travels. I tell you, everything in one. Dean Mccannu, Neil Mccannu, thank you for everything, my darlings. And mwah. And so bye, everybody. And thanks for tuning in. We're going to leave you all with some giggles from Jean Paul. We hope you enjoy it. Bye.
People always think that Trinidadian people are soft too. They don't think we're tough guys. Because in Jamaica they have badman. We've all met a badman. White guy, you've met a badman before, right? We don't have badman in Trinidad. And the weird thing is, you guys don't even differentiate from a pluralistic degree in Jamaica. Like they don't say bad men. Like Jamaica is full of bad men. They pluralize bad man. Yo man, he's a bad man, but Jamaica have plenty bad man. But in Trinidad, we don't have bad man. We have badger. That's what they call them. That man is a real badger. But it sounds like Ba-John. But it's not just Ba-John. It's actually, if you had to phonetically break it down, it's actually called Bad John. That man is a bad John. But just like the movie Django, the D is silent. I mean, it's a bad John, buddy. Because that's just how Trinidad is. Trinidad and Tobago, we just had one guy named John who was a really bad guy. He's like, yeah, look bad John over there. Boy. So if you were a really nasty person, they would say, you's a bad John, oh. But now, because of the time, things have escalated. We don't have bad John anymore. They call them Aizaman.
I started swimming way back when in primary school. Every single day, I used to jump in pools. It kept me cool. I learned technique too. Taught me how to lose and never really lose my cool. I thought I'd try to quit, but that decision's foolish. Of course I knew the deep end don't need introducing. The water knew my dreams, they were lucid bluish. My coaches helped me grow, my mama helped with food sometimes. Made good friends with girls and met my favorite dudes. We went around the world like a hula hoop. I miss the training storms, I miss the racing suits. Years later, still see the waves in my pursuits, and that's the truth. Swimming,